able to get the job. She wasn't able to understand that. So my thinking was that it all depends on the people that's doing the hiring. So that's what she can understand that. You have to understand that. You know, nobody understands it any better than I do, because I mean that's the way it is. But she just can't. She just could just believe. So teachers went to school and got a degree here at Texas A&M. Texas A&M never hired any of them, but she just couldn't understand that. I said it all depends on the people that are doing the hiring, who they hire. That's happening in all our walk of life there. And the question you might ask, who you got working in your office there, Dr. Conrad? Well, it all depends. Somebody else come, they might hire some in your position. They might have a different group of people altogether. But it all depends. But that's the thing about it.
When you were at the university,
Mm-hmm.
when you first came here, did you get support in your efforts and Dr. Talbot's efforts to hire black professors and black staff people?
Oh yeah, yeah. I recruited for black. In fact, most of the blacks are here. I recruited. So, but you see, President McDowell believed in it. I talked with McCoy, Dr. McCoy. You probably know Dr. McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dr. McCoy there. He hired me to go recruiting for him, and I recruited a black lady out of where is she going to school? She was going to school at North Texas State. I went down there and recruited and brought over here to the university, and she met Dr. McCoy, and they really hit it off there. And but he was really going to go well with this. That's what happened at Texas Southern. She from Texas Southern invited down there. She went to Houston instead of coming to A&M. But it's an open thing there. Sure, you go after it just like scouting for football or basketball or anything else. As you go and get some better players out of high schools, or go and get better players out in college level, bring the teachers in. And you just have to go out and do it. Sure, we recruited there, but they don't always do it. See, they might bring I just gave an example of a kid, one of the best kids, Texas A&M beat us out for him. And this kid was president. He got to be president. His dad and I worked together down at North Texas. I mean, when I first started teaching. His name was McClure. And his boy was an outstanding boy, real good student. And I had a chance I thought, to recruit him here at Texas A&M. He came up here, he was around, visited everywhere. We took him to, he became major in agriculture, so I took him to out to the ag department here, and then let the teachers and everybody talk with him here. So he left. I just made sure we had that boy. And the next thing I heard, he was recruited by Texas A&M down at College Station. They put on a better show than we put on here in getting that boy. And he, about 3 years later, with Mickey Leland, that's going back to this, Lloyd Wilson, it's going back to politics. They invited me down to Georgetown, this place just going into Austin. Went down to Georgetown, and Texas A&M, everybody had to bring students. I had some students from Texas, that went from Texas A&M, from Texas A&M Commerce. Texas A&M, these was white students now, but Texas A&M, they had black students. The president was this boy we tried to get here. And Texas A&M, he's got to be president of Texas A&M University. And he's the one that came up here, came to Georgetown for this. And in fact, he was a speaker. And then something, we had that boy in our hand and let him go away. But you never know.
What do you think caused us to lose him? Or we didn't have a good enough package for him, or we just weren't receptive enough?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the teachers, I don't know what the teachers said once they got him in. But the president, I'm trying to think who was the president of, it was head of the department there in agriculture here, Hughes. I thought he had him there, but he didn't have him.
I think we're out of tape.
Yeah.
So we can put another one in and go.
With the president.
Can you address the desegregation of the public schools in Commerce, particularly in regard to the Norris School? It wasn't closed, but a lot of the black teachers ended up either losing their jobs or moving off someplace else.
We were talking about that, Dr. Conrad, wife and I was talking about that back last week. Harry Champion worked for he worked at the Norris School. A.C. Williams worked at the Norris School. He was principal. Harry Champion was the basketball coach. A fellow by the name of Brown, I believe, was a music teacher. And then we had other teachers there that they didn't go. Miss Champion, she went to the new school, but Mr. Tanton, who was superintendent of schools then, Mr. Tanton, I know about this, but first because I told Mr. Tanton himself about that. He said every black teacher that wanted, he's not going to fire them. He's going to keep every black teacher that want to go with him to elementary school. But a lot of them didn't want to go. Some didn't want to go. I know this Brown man, he didn't want to go. He just didn't feel comfortable. And he went to Tyler to work. He worked in Tyler. Deputy went to Tyler. We had 2 or 3 more that went other places. But Harry Champion went up there and felt good about it. A.C. Williams, he got a better pay. In fact, he became a principal at the middle school. He was principal at the Norris School. Mr. Tan made him principal at the middle school. Harry Champion was a basketball coach at the Norris School. Mr. Tan made him basketball coach at Commerce High School. So really, he did it. But the same thing happened after Mr. Tanton retired. When Mr. Tanton retired, the next person became superintendent. He didn't feel like that, He hired who he wanted to hire. And of course they couldn't mess with A.C. Williams because everybody in town liked A.C. Williams. Everybody in town liked Harry Champion. He had won